Noong nalaman nila na may psoriasis ako, sabi nila, galis yan.
Sabi nila baka nanunuraw ako. Kakalaro ko sa labas ng bahay.
Sabi nila baka may nakain lang daw ako na hindi maganda.
Sabi nila, sa hangin daw ito nakukuha. Mawawala rin daw to.
Sabi nila, gamitin mo ito. Magsabon ka nito. Uminom ka nito. Gagaling ka.
Sabi nila, mag-sweater na lang daw ako para walang makakita.
Sabi nila, lumayo ako. Baka nakakahawa yung balat ko.
Sabi nila, hanggang dito na lang kami.
Sabi nila, wala raw akong kasama sa labang ito. Sabi ko, nandyan kayo. Panahon na para maitama lahat ng sabi-sabi. Kami naman ang pakinggan niyo.
Hello, Weekenders! I am Jutes, and with me is my all-time partner sa mga ganito. Hi, Joaquim! I missed you!
Yes, hello, Jutes! What is up? Hello, everyone! And we are your hosts for tonight. And welcome to Wellness Weekends Philippines.
Yes, your official channel for your weekly guide on health and wellness.
Yes, it is our 4th episode tonight, and we are celebrating International Youth Day that focuses on how the youth can voice out and take initiative in creating a better future. So ito, Jutes, according to United Nations, excuse me, the objective of International Youth Day 2022 is to amplify the message that action is needed across all generations to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs and leave no one behind. It will also raise awareness on certain barriers to intergenerational solidarity, notably ageism, which impacts young and old persons while having detrimental effects on society as a whole. Grabe.
Di naman ako ayun. Research mo.
Kailangan, big time tayo ngayon kasi
Tama.
balita ko.
I agree.
Yung natin ngayon, palaban So, dapat palaban din tayo.
True.
Okay. So, let us say good evening to our viewers tonight.
Yes.
So, hello everyone.
For shout out. Hi guys. So yan,
Ayan.
I am...
Kita natin nag-comment ang aking mother, Lisa Delores, watching in South Luzon. Hello everyone. Hi ma. Kamusta ka dyan? And, ayan, si Tita Eve Punzalan Faustino nag-comment. Good evening po, Tita Eve. Ayan, Jutes, your turn. Hello, Jutes, where are you? So, ayan, shout out to Blessy who's watching. Ayan, nag-hashtag na siya ng hashtag WWP International Youth Day. Ayan, so as usual, to all our viewers, don't forget to comment down below and include where you're from para mabati namin kayo kung saan kayo nanggagaling at saan kayo nanonood ngayon. And you may also greet someone for their birthday, anniversary, or congratulate them for any venture that they had. And of course, di naman mawawala yung twist natin for tonight, no, Jutes? Inagahan mo
sorry
naman
naman.
yung twist, nawala ka.
Bigla akong nawala. Sorry. So, in addition
Okay.
sa usual shout-out natin since National Youth Day nga, also comment your favorite childhood memory. So, we are very much excited to read all those funny, kilig, and unforgettable moments of you when you were kids. So, ano pang hinihintay nyo? Come on and comment. Tapos, i-click nyo na rin ang like and share button for our episode for tonight. And include our official hashtag WWP International Youth Day. So,
Alright,
let's
Judes,
go.
gusto mo magbasa muna ng ilang comments from our viewers stating where they're from? Go on.
Sure. Okay, so I'm reading from Bicol, Albay, Miss Pamplona, Nate Dian. Ayan. Hi! Welcome to WWP 2.0. Let's go!
Okay, and I'm reading from Miss Burley. Miss Burley Berezo. Good evening po from Ormoc City. Good evening po. Thank you for watching. Okay.
We also have Tita Eve, no? Also watching. Hi, Tita Eve. I miss you.
Okay, so let's proceed, Judes, and let's read more comments later.
Yes.
Para makaproceed tayo sa
Okay.
ating program.
Yep, so you're still watching Wellness Weekends Philippines and we are celebrating again International Youth Day.
Okay, so please share our episode and don't forget to use our official hashtag WWP International Youth Day. So add niyan sa mga comments nyo para mabasa natin and mabati namin kayo. Let's go!
Ayan. So parang ang bilis naman, no? Introduce na ba natin yung guest natin?
Kaya
So
nga
before we
eto
do that,
na.
please, comment muna your favorite childhood memories, yung mga ganaps nyo, yung mga kilig moments, yung ha-ha-ha moments nyo nung bata. Ikaw ba, Joaquim, may childhood memory ka ba na memorable for you?
Dami. Kung sasabi yung childhood memory na memorable, madami talaga. So baka kailanganin ko ng separate episode ng WWE para doon. No? So, next time na yan. Sige.
Okay. So, tara na ba? Introduce na ba natin sila?
Okay, go. Let's introduce our guests.
Alright. So, we are done with the first part of WWP and ngayon we are ready to introduce our guests.
Yes, so yun nga. Balita ko. Kaya ako nag-research kanina tungkol sa International Youth Day. Kasi nga balita ko mga big time to. Yung mga guests natin. Big time. So our guests are of course youths like us, no? So they have also a lot of story to tell and meaning advocacies to share regarding work-life balance, befriending emotions, and of course, youth empowerment.
Yes. So without further ado, introducing our first guest. He is a diplomacy and international relations undergraduate specializing in East and Southeast Asian studies and minoring in economics at the Ateneo de Manila University. With experience as an intern in the Senate of the Philippines, he developed a passion for youth development and formation and is advocating for befriending emotions. Currently, he is interning at the U.S. ASEAN Business Council until the end of the semester. Let us all welcome Ethan Oliveros. Woo!
Hello everyone! Thank you for having me. Hi Wax! Hi Dudes!
Hi Ethan!
Long time no see!
Long time no see.
Alright, so moving forward to our second guest. She is also an undergraduate at the Ateneo de Manila University. She became an active member of sector-based organizations within ADMU, which are Tugon and Speed. She's also holding leadership positions as a project director and undersecretary in her home organization.
Wow.
Lastly, she became an active member of the Commission on Anti-Sexual Misconduct and Violence, where she worked on proposing reforms that promote safer spaces for Ateneans. Let us all welcome Kuhlyn Salazar.
Hi, Kuhlyn!
Hello!
Hello,
everyone! Hi!
Grabe, nung binabasa pa lang natin, I'm like, oh, whoa! Pero ayun, enough with the formalities. Hi, guys! How are you feeling tonight? Ay, pageant yun! How are you feeling tonight?
Grabe, pinapakapaman mo naman masyado, Jude. Sisiyan mo lang, bro. Pero yun na lang. How are you guys? Grabe. Ang tagal na natin hindi nagkikita-kita, no? Personally.
very excited ako for tonight since, ayun nga, tagal hindi nagkita. And I don't know, I'm just really excited about, what we're going to talk about later because I think Ollie and I, kayong dalawa rin naman, this is something that we are very passionate about. And I think this conversation that we're going to have is something that worth listening then, not just for tayong mga ka-age natin, but for older people then as well.
I can't really wait kasi I feel like we're gonna learn so much more than what we're going to say. And I believe ganun din sana yung mga audience natin. And it's actually such a great honor to be here in itself. So like, thank you talaga Jutes and Wax for this opportunity and PsorPhil for having us.
Thank you then, guys. So ayan, for the record, kaming apat, magkakilala na talaga kami since we all came from the same elementary school, which is St. Therese, and pati na rin high school, which is CMSH. Wow, shout out! Grabe! And syempre, since we want to keep this light, let's start with an icebreaker.
So for our icebreaker, easy lang to, basic lang. So it's called Never Have I Ever. So Kuhlyn and Ethan, you may explain your answers kung gusto nyo i-defend, ganon. And syempre, our viewers can also comment down below their answers.
Yeah, so join guys kasi medyo masaya to, relatable. We made this somehow relatable for everyone to enjoy. And syempre, para fair na rin, sasali rin kami ni Wax. Kaya ayan, let us start. Ready na ba kayo, Kuhlyn and Ethan? So raise your 5 fingers na if you are ready. Right. Ayan, go Joaquim!
So for our first question, never have I ever nagsabing bahala na si Batman sa test.
Parang lahat ba?
Nag-mansay tayo, dapat normal na yun.
Diba?
Bahala na. Mga walang aral, no? Sabak na agad, bahala. Sorry.
Knowledge daw, ganun.
Teacher namin, pero ganun talaga kami.
Si Ma'am Velasco, she's watching pala. Hi, Ma'am.
Hi, Ma'am.
Sorry po, nabubuking na tayo.
Nabubuking kami. Okay,
ayan.
So
next is, never have I ever natulog habang nasa online meeting or class.
Ay.
Grabe, ang bait naman ni Kuhlyn. Never siya natulog.
Wait, no. Kasi ewan ko. Gusto ko kasi, sobrang galit ako na nalaman ko ng online tayo for 2 years. So, gusto ko talagang i-maximize yung experience. So, lagi ako naka-on-cam.
Okay.
Ayun, ewan ko, naawa kasi
lagi
ako
siya
sa mga
naka-on-cam, tas ganyan yung itsura
wala
niya
ko ma-attend.
Diba? Kaya siguro yung mga kaklase niya, sobrang gusto rin pumasok para makita si Kuhlyn. Diba? Tama ba?
Yeah, siya yung batang on-cam sa block namin. Ako naman, ako yung nag-e-effort. Pero, effort. Sige, period. Nandun na lang. Kasi, meron mga morning classes talaga na ang hirap talaga. Ang hirap. I mean, lahat naman tayo naghihirap, pati yung professors, especially in the morning. Kasi it's not just hard for us, it's also hard for them. Kaya, na-appreciate ko na talaga yung effort ni Coco na mag-on-cam talaga. Kasi, grabe, parang hindi lang sarili niya tinutulungan niya, pati yung prof. Napaka-mind.
True.
Let's clap for
naman yun.
Ang galing. Okay, next one.
So next, never have I ever sumali sa isang TikTok trend.
Ayan. Alam mo, kasi si Coco at si Ollie, pumunta sa bahay namin yan, strat plan din nun ng PsorPhil. Tapos, sinayaw namin yung Kota Vibe. Sabay, that one. Kaya, hindi nyo pwedeng hindi ibabayan kasi sabay-sabay tayong sumayaw ng gabing yun.
Like, sino bang hindi, di ba? Sino bang hindi sumali sa TikTok trend? Kahit hindi nila ilagay sa TikTok, siguro kahit habang naliligo, nag-TikTok pa din, di ba?
Practice sa gilid.
Di ba?
Practice daw, Waki. Ay, sample daw.
Ay, mamaya na.
Okay, next one is, never have I ever sinabing deserve ko to sa Shopee or Lazada kahit hindi naman talaga. OMG! Oli, baba mo yan. Hindi talaga?
Hindi ko ibababa kasi masasabi ko deserve ko talaga. Deserve ko talaga.
Mindset na.
Delusional?
Ganun pala yun. Dapat talaga iniisip. Deserve ko talaga to.
Oo.
Deserve ko talaga
Ikaw,
to.
Jots, anong latest purchase mo?
Parang
Deserve mo.
3 hours ago. Kasi deserve ko dahil sale. 50% off sa, ay bawal pala, baka bawal magsabi ng product, dito. Pero merong 50% off na makeup brand. Tapos 75 pesos lang yung lipstick nila.
Grabe naman.
Deserve.
Deserve ko yun. Alam niyo kung bakit. Kasi nanalo ako sa Mobile Legends ng isang round.
Wow.
After ilang tries, nanalo na ako. Thank you.
Congrats.
Yun po kasi
Deserve mo. Deserve.
Thank you. Deserve ko talaga yun. Thanks.
Okay. So for our last never have I ever question. Never have I ever nakalimutan na on cam or on mic pala sa Zoom or any online platforms.
Yes.
Ako, hindi.
Parang lahat
Hindi.
naman. Talaga?
Ano ako dyan kumbaga, alerto ba? Alerto ako sa mga ganyan. Yung very conscious ako Yung tipong bago ako gumalaw, like, oops, naka-mute ba ako? Naka-on ka? Baka,
Smart.
diba? We'll never know.
Yan.
So kayo guys.
Deserve daw yung Shopee. Puro kamay. Sorry, mama. Nalasa ko yung comment ng mama ko. Mine daw ako ng mine. Oo, mga alas
Sana naman
1
nagbabayad.
p.m. na. Gano'n nagmamamine pa din ako doon. Mama, sorry.
Ayan na, binubuking ka na.
Yung kanina ako nagbayad nun So, ayun.
Alright.
Back to on mic or on cam. Anong say nyo doon? Bakit?
Same kami ni Waki. Ganun din ako. Pero may one time talaga, like, hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari. During our sock psych class yun, sinigawan yung kapatid ko. Kasi wala siya sa classroom. Tapos yun, bigla na nag-ring yung messenger ko, yung mga blockmates ko. May message ko, nakaano ka? Ayun, once lang naman siya nangyari. Thank you.
Face-to-face na kayo? Dati pa?
Dati oo. Hindi ngayon.
Okay.
Ako naman yung story ko doon, sobrang nakakaya. Pero, yung previous laptop ko kasi may sarili siyang mute button. So, mas nagre-rely ako doon kasi sa Zoom. Merong one time, Christmas party yun ng specific subject namin. Tapos, kumakanta yung isang group ng Jingle Bells, gano'n, o kung ano man Christmas songs. Alam niyo naman experience kapag kumakanta ka sa Zoom, di ba? So, like, hindi kayo nagsasabay-sabay. Sabi ko, hala, ano nangyayari? Tapos, hindi siya naka-mute. So, sabi nung iba. So, parang
hindi sumasabay.
Sorry akin. Nagulat lang naman ako kasi yun yung first time ko makarinig ng synchronous na kanta sa Zoom.
Parang ganyan din yung experience ko actually. Recently lang din, parang 2 days ago. Kasi yung friend ko, may tinatanong siya na person. Tapos, hindi sinagot ng person. Like, hindi siya nag-on mic, hindi siya nag-chat. Naka-on mic pala ako noon. Tapos sabi ko, back to you. Tapos, narinig na.
Oh no.
Oh no. So, nag-unmute tayo. Sorry po. Tapos, unmute tayo. Okay. So, ayan na nga. Back to you pa, ha? Yan. So, nag-break na nga ang ice. Parang kanina pa nga na-break yung ice pagkapasok pa lang nila. Pero, we need to play that game to, encourage then our audience to participate and answer. So, kung may mga gusto kayong never have I ever dyan, comment nyo, ganun. And we'll try to answer, of course. So, that is it. Let us start with our Q&A. Ayan. Woohoo!
Okay, so guys, are you ready? Kuhlyn, Ethan, are you ready? All right, so for our first question, let's talk about your advocacies. What made you advocate for them? Let's go first with Kuhlyn.
Okay, so I'm part of a lot of orgs, and all of those orgs have their own advocacies. So when Jutay asked me kung ano yung advocacy ko, I thought, ang dami, and hindi ko alam. Nasa age pa ako, like trying to determine kung ano talaga yung gusto kong i-advocate after college, spend all my time and energy on. And I realized na if there's one thing I want to tell the youth, it's to always keep in mind that maintaining a work-life balance is one of the most important thing na kailangan mong i-master. So that's something that I want to say na I'm advocating for. And siguro I'll explain later on na lang kasi we have lots of questions naman why. So, Ollie, how about you?
Ako naman for me, feeling ko magsa-story time ako. Kasi yung first ever time na na-encounter namin yung question na yan is when pauwi kami sa Senate nung nag-internship kaming tatlo ni Jutay, ni Coco. Tapos we asked if you were to advocate for something, what is it? Tapos I remember answering na youth development information. So kasama yun dun nga sa in-introduce nyo kanina. But with my experiences in the past, with the turbulent adolescence, parang ang daming nangyayari. I was living all alone for most of my high school life. I was doing my best juggling academics, extracurricular activities, and actually busy transitioning into adulthood kasi even existing before sa adolescence, parang ang hirap na yan. No? Now, what was plaguing my mind and heart dati is yung question na, why am I doing all this? Why was I even striving for honors? Why did I choose to be active in extracurriculars? Bakit ako tumakbo ng gantong position? And why was I even trying so hard to rush and find out kung ano personality ko? Ano branding ko? Who am I as a student, as a son, as a friend, and generally me as Ollie? And that got me feeling very overwhelmed. And with my journey here in college, I've encountered so much. I've reached out for professional help, and through yung mga toolkits, yung mga affirmations na sinuggest nila sa akin, isa sa mga parts ng youth development information that I saw that needed attention was their mental health. So I was really happy when you reach out to me to talk about youth mental health and work and college and everything, kasi it's really something that I'm passionate about, as Coco said before. So befriending emotions is that one step that you need to understand yourself better and to situate yourself sa isang emotional state na you would want to be in. Ayun lang.
Yes. Actually, yeah, yung mga experiences natin in life and the things we know already, pati na rin yung mga hardships or mga napagdaanan natin, makes us start to fight for something kasi minsan we don't want other people to experience the same struggles that we've been through. But sometimes di talaga may iwasan yun. Kaya we just continue to be vocal and make them feel na, oy, may karamay ka, nandito ako, and I will express this, and I will say this para masabi na naririnig kita, parang ganun. So yeah, that's a good one, guys. Thank you so much for sharing
good
that.
Answers.
Yep.
For our next question, Jut?
How do you think the youth can relate to your advocacy, especially now that the likes of us are starting to enter the workforce or do internships?
Siguro I can start, no? Pero kasi, as I've said sa previous answer ko, kasi us youth are like facing crossroads after crossroads. Ang dami nating decisions na kailangan gawin. Transitioning itself is hard. And it's so easy to lose track where we are physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I know na I'm not speaking just for myself, especially approaching college, internships, or whatever it is you're dealing with. It feels easy to be overwhelmed. And befriending emotions would help in this case kasi it will offer you a better introspection, yung pagtingin mo sa sarili mo, yung pag-reflect mo. And by looking within you, you'll have a better grip at the things you do. And honestly, I can see a lot of people just replying same whenever you rant about yung hardships mo, kung you're keeping it together ba, ganon. And I'm not saying na matik ma-master mo na yung befriending emotions. And what I'm saying is that constantly making an effort to listen to what you're feeling gives you more room to breathe when work makes your skin crawl, or even just thinking of Canvas gives you migraines, diba? Like what Coco advocates for, befriending your emotions provides an opportunity for growth and not just productivity. And a lot of youth can actually interchange the two kasi we're driven to be productive and we're sad when we're not productive. So there's a lot of stigma behind those concepts. So befriending emotions would actually give you a more better perspective to understand what the situation you're in. How about you naman, Coco?
Ayan. So, nagbabanter lang tayong dalawa dito, no? I love that, befriending emotion. That's something that's a term na I never thought of that before. So, that's really interesting. What I'm about to say is kind of very connected to what Ollie just mentioned earlier. pareho kaming DIPIR, International Relations major. So we have a lot of pol-sci classes. And a good chunk of our sophomore year, we discussed about neoliberalism, ganon. And meron pa ngayong Ford, this system na nag-result on 8-hour work week, ganon. And that made me realize, kind of understand. I suggest reading on Soksai, social science topics kasi medyo technical siya pakinggan, pero it kind of makes you really understand why we have this dreadful feeling whenever we're not doing anything. Kasi we are raised in a system, our education system actually, it's kind of designed to produce slaves to the capitalist system, you know. And that's the reason, kasi we're made to believe na if we're not doing anything, if we're not producing money, if we're not doing any, like if we're not professional sa gantong age, hindi tayo worth it, like hindi natin deserve yung mga natatanggap. And so it just makes you feel really bad about yourself. And that, realizing that after reading all those readings sa social science namin did not help me like face myself, for example, but it did help me understand my situation, the world's situation, kung bakit ganito yung nangyayari sa ating youth ngayon. And that helped me recalibrate kung nasaan na ako. Like, freshman year pa lang gusto ko may internship na ako, namamblema na ako. I don't know what I want to be in the future. Do I want to be a lawyer? Do I want to be a doctor? And that helped me understand, maybe I just need to sit down for a while, breathe muna. I don't need to be like a corporate slave. I don't need to do all those things right now. I have a whole life ahead of me. People back then didn't even bother about internships before. Yung parents ko, they were what? Yung tatay ko janitor yun dati sa Shakey's. And now look at where he is. So, it's the system eh. I'm sorry if this is the pol-sci major in me talking, pero it's the system. It's what's making you think all of that. And honestly, just sitting back, sitting down and recalibrating, it's a really good start. I'm sorry. That's my answer for that question.
Yeah, true. Pero, sabi nga nila, life isn't a race, di ba? So, pero I think pa rin naman na this is really the time to know oneself, kung saan ba tayo nararapat, kung paano ba natin itatakal yung mga ganitong pagkakataon, issues, opportunities, and everything. And this time, marami pa rin kasi natatakot to venture on things like internships nga, gantong classes, ganyan. Pero we don't need to bilisan naman yung kailangan natin gawin in life to move forward and to have a perfect life. Basta pacing lang din. Tama yung sinabi ni Kuhlyn, yung kwento sa papa niya na eto, dito siya nag-start. But look at him now, diba? Tito Max is, wow. So, yeah, thank you for that. That's really insightful.
Singit ko lang. Natutuwa lang ako to hear from these guys na parang we all have our own sides and points and perspectives. And even as Judes parang meron tayong advocacies syempre personally na hindi lang natin kumbaga hindi lang natin na ilalabas yet, no? Pero at some point we know that there's a certain point in our discussion na where we all meet and we have one purpose, di ba? So, natutuwa lang ako to hear from these guys right now, and yun nga, we can see and we can hear as we listen na they have their drive talaga, na yung eagerness, no? Kasi meron silang mga pinanggagalingan din Kaya yung saktong-sakto rin yung topic natin about mental health, yun nga, yung befriending emotions and everything. So, ayun, very nice, no?
Yep. TBH yung mga experiences nila, Ollie nila, Coco, yun yung nag-bring up sa kanila para ipaglaban yung mga gusto nila, para masabi yung mga ganyan sa atin. Kasi it's a good sharing na nasasabi nila to sa atin. Kasi TBH, ito, parang, ngayon ko lang narinig, ganito, ganyan. And it's good na I'm learning from them also. And we are all learning from them, right? So, thank you so much, guys. Ang ganda ng mga sagot nyo.
Diba? Question number 2 pa lang yata tayo, Judes.
Oo nga.
Grabe na.
Grabe
na
ang
balitaktakan.
Yep. What if iwan na natin sila, tapos sila na lang yung
sila na ang mag-host.
Oo, parang medyo okay na. Kasi they can banter eh. Siyempre, parang, oh my God, great minds think alike sila. Grabe.
Kaya parang laging
Oo.
may...
Sabi pa ni Oli kanina, oy, di ba parang podcast lang to, so chill lang, ganun. Hindi ka naman na-expect na kailangan pala ng mga pa-Paul typing.
Sana pala sinabi nyo.
Dahil. Joke lang. So yeah,
Alright.
pero yeah,
So,
we're
let's proceed.
thankful talaga with this. Let's proceed.
Okay, so for our question number 3, what is the one thing that pushes you to be more eager in spreading your advocacy?
Should I ulit since? Okay.
Yeah, we go back to Kuhlyn.
Oh, one thing that pushes me to be more eager kasi, like I've mentioned earlier, nung kami-kami pa lang, bantay sarado ako sa LinkedIn, okay? And I see a lot of my org mates and batchmates super stacked ng experience section nila sa LinkedIn. And I'm not discouraging you guys to not attend mag-reach out to internships. Kasi ako personally, I'm part of a lot of orgs. And the very reason why I am advocating for, actually going back, my advocacy talaga na sinabi ko earlier is maintaining a work-life balance. And the reason why I'm eager to advocate for this is because I have experienced a point in my sophomore year or freshman year. I had a lot on my plate. Pero kasi like Ollie said earlier, kapag, there are a lot of opportunities coming to you, and kapag hindi mo ina-accept, parang you feel like you're missing out, and there's this dreadful feeling na may buta sa dibdib mo pag wala kang ginagawa. And that was an incredibly stressful experience for me. Knowing how to say no, learning how to say no, it was incredibly difficult. So, I think that's something that us youths need to understand. You go out there, experience as much as you can, but at the same time, learn when to say no. And siguro para maidagdag ko lang din, this work-life balance, it's not just something na we should master, it's also something that adults, our employers, people in power should be able to understand why this is important. Bakit ang big deal ba ng mental health? Bakit, understand na it's an intersectional issue. Pupunta din yung economic aspect dito, social aspect dito, cultural aspect dito. Bakit ba biglang nag-boom yung mental health issues in the youth ngayong generation natin? And the adults, our employers, people in power need to understand that this is not something, it's not random. It did not come out of, it's not something na biglang nang naisip i-trend ng mga bata ngayon. It's intersectional, it's multifaceted, and understanding that, babalik lang tayo dun sa point na you need to have a balance, work-life balance. You can aim high, but at the same time learn how to breathe. I hope that makes sense. Ikaw, Ollie.
Ako naman, for me, I want to focus specifically dun sa part ng sinabi mo ng intersectionality regarding what we are feeling right now. Kasi these feelings don't just come out of the blue. And natatawa ko kanina when you were asking kasi feeling ko lalabas yung pagka-blue Atenean heart ko. But as the professors kasi would tell us, we were given the privilege that others were not granted. And as I've mentioned before, I have experience in reaching out to professional help, which a lot of youth today are afraid to do or do not know how to do. And that's part of the reason why I'm eager to push this advocacy kasi I'm one of those people who've experienced that kasi. And even in those little moments na, kunyari may problem si Jutay, chat ko siya na, I'm gonna share with you something that my therapist told me, parang ganon. Pero I always have to tell people na you have to take, I have to tell the audience as well na you have to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Like yung sinasabi nga sa TikTok. And it's in my good nature to help those who cannot reach these necessary resources. As Coco mentioned previously, itong intersectionality na to, itong lack of resources natin to avail these help for mental health or even have access to the internships that actually gives us stress. Parang lahat tayo hindi pantay-pantay dyan eh. It's just a statement of fact in life. Pero from personal experience kasi high school and sometimes even college, people don't know how to approach professionals or seek help. In moments na I can see na psychological well-being and mental health ay nasi-stigmatize or nare-reduce to weakness or lack of faith, it really fuels me up. It's another thing that makes me eager to push for this advocacy. Para bang I want my fellow youth to see na they're not defined by means available to them. It's just part of their own intersectionality. They are also not defined by the emotions they feel, but rather I want people to see na they are so much more than one thing, but a collection of all of those things. You are more complex than you think. So it's so natural to feel overwhelmed. Babalik tayo dun. It's so natural to not understand yourself kasi minsan you are hard to understand. So it really takes time. So you have to cut yourself some slack when you feel so much pressure in understanding yourself. So when a person does not see it that way, fine, I respect your beliefs, but it tells more about what you are in your current state and how much more growing you can do. It tells more how you see yourself as one-dimensional, where in fact you are so much more. So isa yun sa mga things na nagiging eager ako. I want people to see na there's so much more than what they think. I want people to see their full potential. Ayun lang.
Can I add something very quickly? Sorry to our host. Very quickly lang. It's about this intersectionality topic. And just to make things clear, for example, ang ibig sabihin ng intersectionalities, for example, you make a law protecting women sa US. Tapos it turns out that this law only protects women, white women, not women of color. So nandun yun. When you're making laws, for example, you have to take into account race, poverty, economy, na inclusive, na lahat maapektan. So when you're thinking about your future, for example, bakit ako nandito pa rin, sila nandoon na, think about the multiple facets. Yung layers, bakit nandito ka pa rin? Baka they have the privilege na you happen to don't have. So anong pwede mong gawin? And these are things, in any conversation, understanding na things are multifaceted really helps. So, maybe it would help you a little bit. Kung ako, like, for example, when I looked at Jutai's LinkedIn, I was wondering, bakit ang dami nang nakalagay? Bakit ako wala pa rin? So, I sat down saglit and I thought to myself, ano ba yung mga available na opportunities in the first place para sa akin? And how could I maximize all those opportunities in the first place? Para hindi ka ma-stress,
Ayan, short add lang din ako doon. Since, ayun nga, hindi mo makakategorize yourself into one specific thing. So, whenever someone tells you an advice regarding mental health, you have to take it with a grain of salt. And it's always nice to seek help, professional help, kasi mas mafo-focusan niya yung current state mo with all your intersectionalities. Now, you're not just a woman, you're not just a person of poverty, you're not just this or that. Kasi, ayun nga, may sarili-sarili tayong backgrounds tulad ng sinabi ni Waki kanina before. So like, that's what I want people to see, na there's so much more than what they know. So it's okay to seek help. It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
Ayan, nakamute pala ako.
Nice.
So yeah, stalk pala ako ni Kuhlyn, no? Tara. So ayun, nung sinabi nga kanina ni Kuhlyn kanina, someone commented FOMO daw or fear of missing out. Pero yeah, mahirap talaga if you think you are missing out on opportunities, but you also need to balance life kasi not everything is about work, not everything is about money. And yeah, people, like Ethan said, people are complex, since not all have the same nature and nurture. So that's from my psych class naman. So yes, plus I think na it is important also na you know the things that pushes you to continue advocating for the things you believe in. Kasi yung mga experiences, backgrounds nga ni Kuhlyn and ni Ollie with that. So
ako, for me naman, kasi I know a lot of people or certain people na ganyan yung FOMO, yung may fear of missing out talaga. Kasi parang they feel na the world is revolving faster and faster every day. And nape-pressure sila eh. So, I can't deny na minsan ako nafe-feel ko yung ganun. Pero syempre, I try to think, kumbaga, outside the box. Kasi everyday, yun nga, I have this mantra na the world's getting tougher and tougher every day. So you need to be tougher and tougher every day also. So, di ba? So parang, kumbaga pinaka sinasabi doon is, isihan mo lang ang sarili mo. Kumbaga, relax ka lang. And pwede kasing, dahil nga napapressure sila sa paligid nila, minsan nga sinasabi, tulad ng sinabi ni Kuhlyn kanina, na baka may ibang tao, bakit sila ito narating na to, ito, andito na sila, ito na yung ginagawa nila. Kumbaga, ang excuse kasi nung iba, diba, parang I don't have these material things ganyan, hindi ko kaya ito, hindi ko ganyan. parang, ewan ko, for me, it's not about what you have. It's about what you do with what you have. So, ayun, yun lang din gusto kong i-share na isa sa pinaka iniisip ko in times na ako mismo is nape-pressure. Kumbaga, ayun. And of course, we need to ask for guidance from professionals. And of course, ako, nagpe-pray ako lagi pagka ganun eh. So, ayun.
Lord, ikaw na bahala.
Si Lord ang
Pero
bahala.
yeah.
Si Batman na ang bahala.
So, a common understanding talaga is you don't need to do yung ginagawa ng iba. Kasi, yeah, common nga na you have your own strengths. So
Run at your own pace.
Yep, you run at your own pace. So, yeah, that's it for that segment. Wow. So, okay, for the next question, how do you handle lost opportunities or regrets like ventures, offerings, or internships that you missed, Ollie?
I think that's a good question to follow on what Waki said, no? Kasi nga, when life gets tougher and tougher, you get tougher and tougher as well. But I also want to remind you this, as I told my friends, Jutay and Coco, na the life is already tough. Why be tough on yourself? So you have to cut yourself some slack. So you have to let yourself breathe. Ayan, I just want everyone to remember that. Kasi that's part of regrets. Regrets is actually like weighing you down. It's keeping you in the past. For this one, I want to tell you this one thing my therapist keeps telling me, that you are not your past self. And if you are trying to grow, you could only work with the things that you can control. So if it's already in the past, you can't really do anything about it. But when it comes to working yourself, you have to understand that. Let me take this moment na rin, to share with you the things, this one TED Talk by Caroline Miss, who says na, let it be part of your prayer. Kaya ako nung sinabi ni Waki na, minsan pinagpe-pray niya na lang, kasi there are times na you can actually just hope for the better and pray for the good things to come. And dito, si Caroline Miss sa TED Talk na to, sabi niya, let this be part of your prayer. Na you look at things and say na, this will be the last time I'm seeing this dog in the park, the last time I hug my friends, or something like that. But not in a way na you passing away, but rather having to encounter things the way it is at exactly that moment. With that thinking, you'll have more gratitude to utter into your affirmations. Mas marami ka magiging thankful for. You will be glad you're taking the next chance, if not taking the last chance. The gratitude replaces your regrets. Instead of weighing down, you actually thank it for passing by. So if you miss it, you take the next one. It's as simple as that. You can't really go back. You just have to move. Not really move forward. You can move sideways, backwards, kahit ano. Basta you have to move. You don't want to be stuck ruminating in the past, kasi it only weighs you down. So living in regrets don't really help you move forward. Para bang yan yung science ng saan ka mas mababasa kapag umuulan? Kapag nakastay ka lang dyan na walang payong, o tatakbo ka na papunta dun sa destination mo? Either way, mababasa ka. Either way, dadating yung opportunity. Pero would you rather be stuck in regret, or would you rather to move on to the next opportunity? Diba? With this shifting of perspective, like my therapist says, some things pass by tangentially. Like in one point in our life lang. So when it comes, you greet it with your whole heart. And when it leaves, you thank it for coming. Ayan lang. How about you, Coco? What do you think about that?
Love, beautiful words, Ollie. I don't think I can add anything more to what you said, kasi that's so perfectly said. Kasi as you've mentioned, it's much better to move. Kahit saan pa yan, basta move, don't be stuck. I think naman there's nothing wrong with looking back, So specifically talking about work, for example, if you fail to get an internship, sometimes what's good for youth like us, it's to take initiative. If you missed out on an internship, or maybe you didn't get hired, for example, hindi ka na-accept, there's nothing wrong with emailing yung kung HR ma yun, kung anong mali, or kung ano yung pwedeng i-improve, and then work on what you have, para sa next opportunities mo, na kung anong gagawin mo, kung ano pwede mo i-improve, right? So there's really nothing wrong. Every opportunity for me is a good opportunity. Whether or natatanggap ka, or if you failed, kasi it's a learning experience. So again, do not be stuck. You can look back, but as much as possible, move. Use your knowledge to make your next move. Ayun lang.
Yeah, kaya nga, diba, sabi nga ng iba, okay lang na ang movement mo is paunti-unti, diba? Kaya nga, sabi nila, small progress is still progress.
Yeah, sana all are learning from this talaga kasi it's about understanding oneself And once you understand yourself, parang you can have this little bit of connection with other people na rin. Kasi you may not know exactly what they are going through, but you would understand more na we are all going through something, different things, and the best we could do is to be there for each other or to advocate for one another, to uplift one another, and the like. So, yeah.
Yeah, para feeling ko kasi the one key to understanding the self is also listening to others. Kasi baka hindi mo sure, hindi mo hindi mo alam na may ganito ka palang problem. Nung narinig mo sa iba, ay, parang ganun din ako. Diba? Parang mas naiintindihan mo yung sarili mo when you listen more sa ibang tao. Siyempre, especially sa friends mo, ganyan. And ayun, it helps talaga pagka you listen din and of course, pag na-apply mo siya sa sarili mo. Ayun. So, next. Proceed na ba tayo, guys? Parang,
Yes.
grabe talaga.
Go.
Diba? Proceed na ba tayo? Chill lang tayo, diba? Okay. So, let's proceed. Since both of you are active in org and community building, can you share something regarding it that made you further progress on your advocacies?
Okay, so I'll go first. As I've mentioned earlier, marami akong orgs, but the two na pinaka-active ako is APAIR, which is Ateneo Project for in Asian and International Relations, and CASMV, Commission on Anti-Sexual Violence, yun, Misconduct and Violence pala. So, they're very different from what I said earlier, maintaining work and life balance. Pero what I learned juggling different orgs kasi is that I genuinely love helping people. Hindi naman helping people, I genuinely love learning from other people. And I think that's the reason why I'm so attracted to joining these different orgs. Pero ayun nga, there was a point in time kasi freshman year pa lang, I was already leading a project. It was a huge project. It was a flagship project sa APAIR. And after that, I was just so burnt out. Like, Ollie knows this. I was like talking to him the next year, so they invited again if I want to do this project. And I was like, I want to, but after what I experienced last year, feeling ko I just need to like slow down. And that was a really hard time. It's so hard to say no, especially when you know it's a good experience. Pero you know yourself. Nobody knows you better than you do. And alam mo kung kailan mo kailangan mag-slow down. Alam mo talaga yon, for real. Mukha lang hindi. Pero it's similar to what Waki said earlier. It's actually called in projects it's called post-processing. After what happened, you ask the people around you how it went, anong pwedeng gawin next time, kung process what's happening to you. That's a really, really good thing to do. And to like gawin mong habit, it's to process what's happening before you make any big decisions. Ganon. So ayun, that's something that I was able to develop from all those experiences in my org. So you have to decide what is your priority, ano yung ano. So I want to clarify from all the things that I've said earlier, I'm not discouraging you to do a lot of things. As a matter of fact, if you think you can do it, go ahead. It's a really good experience joining orgs in and out of school. Pero ayun lang, know yourself, listen to yourself, befriend your emotions, and yun lang, learn when to slow down.
And exactly. Thank you for that transition of befriending your emotions, befriending yourself. Kasi sa tinagal-tagal ng usapan natin, we don't really know what befriending your emotions actually mean. But for this question, I want to focus on sa sinabi ni Coco kanina, on knowing your limits. Kasi not all people can see themselves that way. So siguro dun na ngayon papasok yung having a good support system, something reliable. Some people who would tell you na, oy, okay ka lang ba? Do you want to slow things down? Ganyan, ganito. Kasi yun yung experience ko on things na sinalihan ko sa orgs. I have two orgs na ang pinag-volunteeran ko to help organize is actually HR-based. And one of which nga yung sa APAIR na home org namin na we do regular welfare checks. Kasi we want people to know from our org na there's someone who's looking out for you. So even though na minsan hindi nagre-reply lahat, it's actually nice to know na someone cares, di ba? So siguro yung feeling na yun, parang it can go a long way, and you can also use that to pass it along to other people, to share with them na someone cares about you, so you should care about yourself then. So sana malaman mo din through that na you should care about yourself then. And honestly, even before sa internship kay Senator Pangilinan, I've learned na resource accessibility has everything to do with growth, and knowing na we are not all equal for that matter, and we have to exert an extra effort for our personal growth, and hindi lahat meron ng support system na yan. Kaya yung befriending emotions na to, itong lahat ng sinasabi naming advocacies, you have to look at it in your own context. So like I've said before, na you take what resonates and you leave what doesn't. Pero nandito kami para sabihin sa'yo na you have to take care of yourself then.
Yeah, I think that's
BS
nice.
org daw, sabi ni tita.
Yeah,
True.
oo, mga BS org po yung nandito. Sorry. Nagpapahinga pa ba kayo? Oo, yun nga yung pinag-uusapan natin. Di ba dapat nga nagpapahinga? Tama, di ba? Pati ka na yan. Yeah. So, like what I said earlier, our experience nga, our ventures can really help us understand ourselves and help us be better people, kumbaga. Para next time na ganun ulit yung situation na maharap sa atin, ganun, we know somehow kung paano tayo move forward from that. And yeah, it's good to know na other people relates to you, other people na ino-oversee ka, parang tinatanong ka kagaya ng sabi ni Ethan kung okay ba kayo, welfare check, vibe check, and everything like that. So, it's good din, no, na may org tayo na pwedeng masandalan to fight for what we believe in, to relate to what we want, ganun-ganon. So, yeah, that's
At ko lang
why
din, Juts, no? At ko lang, Juts, no? Kasi, just like what Ethan have said earlier, na there are people kasi na they feel like they're alone. Like, alone lang talaga, na wala silang friends na matatakbuhan when they have a problem, or yung makwentuhan man lang ng kahit anong gusto nila ikwento yan. So, if you're in that situation for a very long time, parang you're on a separate world, on a dark world, na kumbaga ang hirap na lumabas. Kasi minsan you get used to the loneliness, and it's very difficult to get out of. Diba? So, as kunyari, yung person, the fact that they will know, or they will know that they have someone to talk to. Yun nga, may mga orgs kayo na natatakbuhan, may mga people kayo nalalapitan. It's very nice to hear, and it's a great feeling for those people kasi syempre, they don't realize na it's a good feeling pala pag may nakwentuhan or nasabihan ng kasi 'di ba may mga times na pag nagkwento sila, dun sila iiyak, dun sila biglang iiyak na sobra, di ba? So, after that good cry, parang ang sarap-sarap sa feeling ng ganun. So, ayun, for those people out there na sa tingin nila, wala kayong malalapitan, wala kayong matatakbuhan. No, you have your family, you have your friends, and may mga tao naman na pwede nilapitan. You just have to speak up and help yourself.
Yeah.
I think meron akong gustong idagdag doon, having to contain all these emotions yourself is actually really hard. But learning to reach out is even harder. So not being able to reach out, you shouldn't be too hard to yourself about it. Kasi everyone knows na hindi lahat kaya mong sabihin ng bigla-biglaan. Hindi lahat porket nararamdaman mo, alam mo kung ano ibig sabihin. So, siguro yun yung isa sa first step in understanding your emotions, na you have to first acknowledge na you're feeling them and you have an outlet. So, that's important kasi mako-contain siya sa sarili mo and sasabog ka eventually if you just keep it inside of yourself. And ayun lang. I'm happy na meron kang support systems if ever na within reach. Although it's good na kahit na hindi ka makaka-reach out sa kanila, na they're there. So siguro part na rin yun ng iba't ibang sectors or na you're belonging in even eto PsorPhil. I know and I can see sa mga posts ni Juta yan ng family niya na PsorPhil itself is a family, na I'm glad that you have each other's backs. And when it comes to things like this, even the talk itself on mental health awareness for the youth, I think it's really a big step for this company, for PsorPhil, na it tells its constituents na they really care about you. So I want to congratulate your members and even your host kasi thank you very much for taking initiative for talking about this.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true, no? Parang opening up, telling what you feel, it's really a process then. Hindi madali mag-open up ng mga nararamdaman mo, lalo na if it's very personal, and kunyari, yung previous experiences mo is not good. So, yeah, hopefully other people can know that also, and they parang bigyan nila ng time din yung people na they know for them to open up. Ayun, so that's it for the Q&A. Let's go, Aki.
Okay, so tapos na ang ating Q&A, guys. For our last portion, it would be the advocacy sharing. So you guys will be given about 3 minutes each to promote your advocacies. You can also share your works that helped you in fighting for these advocacies. So
I think Coco can
let's start with Coco.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, no, I have other orgs talaga na medyo mas specific ang kanilang advocacy. So I'd like to focus on that muna. I am part of CASMV, or the Commission on Anti-Sexual Misconduct and Violence. And one of the things that we advocate for really is to providing safer spaces. So not just for women, but for everybody. So I would like to invite you guys to, if you're a freshman, if you're in college, or if you're you're an adult na, but you want to join organizations, communities, I highly suggest joining these kinds of communities. Protecting safe spaces is really important. We have to make people accountable for what they do. And the reason why, sexual harassment, those things happen is because there's nothing, kunyari, wala namang sa papel eh. Wala namang nagsasabi na pwede silang patanggalin after. That's usually the case kasi. Or maybe meron, but they find maraming buta sila makikita. And so having a community that really focuses on holding these people accountable to make it safer for your children, for your friends, for everybody, it's really important. And it's something that I'm very happy that I am part of, and I feel really fulfilled doing this. And I think that's something you can consider nga. Ayan, that's from me.
Before I speak for myself, gusto ko lang, wow, ang galing talaga ni Kuhlyn. Number 1 hype man mo ako. For me naman, I'm also part of those organizations, but I want to read one comment from the live. From Sir DJ, seek help when things get too much. That is so true. Kasi I have nothing to plug. I mean, yes, yung orgs ko, pero what I want to plug now is that yes, mahirap mag-seek ng professional help, but you can get at least what you want sa short-time counseling sa sa guidance and counseling office ng schools nyo. So whenever things get tough, you can always send an email to your guidance counselors or go to the first clinic you see. And tulad na sinabi ko kanina sa hinaba-haba ng usapan natin, I haven't directly explained what my advocacy means, befriending emotions. I actually picked it up from what I've learned through reaching out to professional help. Na it's one of the first steps, and it's always one of the hardest kasi you can't always actively know and be conscious about all your decisions and all your feelings. So it's always a lifelong venture to actually do this. And I would want you to look at that this way. Being friends with someone means learning to listen and knowing what it feels to be heard. Knowing the value of company and cherishing their presence, kahit presence lang. Being thankful for them for coming into your life and kindly letting them pass into your life. This is what it means to befriend emotions. Then, in the midst of crisis as teenagers or as young adults coming into college, It's understanding what and why you are feeling a certain feeling. It's acknowledging that there are so many more factors, like yung we discussed before about intersectionality at play, such as your past, your temperaments, your hurt and love languages, your attachment styles, and not just the current situationer that made you feel that feeling. It is knowing that in kindness not only comes from others but also from you. The world is already tough enough on you. Uulitin ko. So why be tough on yourself? When life hits you with that full unit sa college, org deliverables, or internships, rejections, it goes a long way when you take time to give yourself assurance and validation that feeling overwhelmed means that you are trying. It means that you should take a pause to recollect. Like yung sa advocacy ni Coco, you should learn to say no. You should know the value of the balance between work and life. Every emotion itself has its own history, its own purpose. So it gives you a different perspective. Like, ito isa sa pinaka-exciting na shinare sa akin ng therapist ko. Even you feeling anger with such a negative connotation ay pwede mo makita as it's you actually telling yourself that you are hurt, that you deserve better, or you are being mistreated. So, itong mga emotions na to, meron siyang value. Hindi lang siya basta-basta outburst. Your anger is that part of you that cares about you. So, that's part of understanding and befriending your emotions. It's knowing where they're coming from and what you can do about it. And feeling that feeling and not just pushing it back or not just venting it out of the blue. Ayun lang for me.
So before we end, we also wanted to ask you for a short message for the youth, and how would you encourage them to have their own advocacies as well for the betterment of the community? Sorry, did I lag?
Oh,
Or
okay.
naman?
Can I start? If ever. Yan, sige. Okay. Good thing yon. Very good points from Ollie. One is that you should befriend yourself nga, understand yourself, process everything that's happening to you, but also you may want to understand why that thing is happening in the first place. So, pag feeling mo na invalidate yung feelings mo, kahit ikaw mismo in-invalidate mo yung nararamdaman mo, keep in mind na there are research, social science readings that tells na ganun talaga yung nangyayari sa generation natin today. It's not random. It's because of the systems that's happening na na-develop throughout this century. A lot of people feel more alone kasi we're working, we're all surviving na lang halos eh. And that's why we feel alone nga. So, reading on social science studies, kahit yung mga summaries lang if you find it difficult, watching siguro mga TED-Ed videos ganon or crash courses on why is it like this. Medyo yun nga, technical na siya minsan, political science, social science, pero it gives you a really good idea why this is happening in the first place. Kasi if you understand, that can help you process naman how to cope, So that's two things. Those are the two things that you need to understand. For me, befriending your emotion and understanding where you are in the first place. Lastly, processing. It's very, very important. Whatever happens to you, even if medyo mababaw siya, like just looking in front of the mirror, processing what you just felt, what if you think you did something wrong or if you did something right pero hindi na-appreciate ng iba, it does a lot for you. It really does. So, ayan, that's it for me.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Ganda talaga.
Yeah.
Naano rin ako natutulala ako sa alam mo yung nakikinig ako sa mga sinasabi na. It's very amazing talaga. Very insightful, very ang sarap sa ears, kumbaga.
Yeah. Ang sarap din nung basahin ng mga comments si Beige. Pero before that, moving on to our last question. Sorry, I'll repeat it na lang for the both of you. Before we end, we also wanted to ask you for a short message for the youth, and how would you encourage them to have their own advocacies as well for the betterment of the community? Who wants to start?
Si Isa naman? Ita naman siguro.
Okay. First I want to say na parang medyo complementing yung advocacies namin ni Coco, and yung sa sinabi niya kanina, I want to complement it then. So, yes, important to understand why you are feeling this, but I want you to know that no matter what you think, you need to be reminded that your feelings are valid, and it's okay to not understand. It's okay kasi you are still capable of growth regardless. And if you're not sure if therapy works or if you don't believe in seeking help or not, remember that growth is real. So regardless of what you think beforehand, even if you regress, even if you get stuck, even if you feel lost, you are still capable of growth. So isa yun siguro sa mga last short messages na I want to say. Pero even after so much hurt, I want you to know that you are still capable of understanding yourself. You are still capable of feeling loved, because in shame, there is pride. In hurt, there is love. And in scars, there is healing. Over time, it may be hard to see kung saan ka pupunta. Merong mga doubts in feeling the same hurt over and over again. But with befriending your emotions and understanding yourself better, you'll be equipped with the knowledge that wounds will always hurt kasi wounds yan. But knowing that you can grow, it's okay to get hurt. It's okay to get those wounds kasi it will always heal. It will always be okay. So with that, I want people to know na with this growth you have, I want to encourage you na use that growth to advocate for something and help others understand the growth you've been through kasi they might be going through the same thing. So, it's a great opportunity for me na and Coco ngayon na makapagsalita kasi we're sharing our experiences, hoping na some people out there went through the same thing and struggling with the same thing. I hope you can find yourself out of it. And nandito kami para sabihin na we believe in you, and nandito ang PsorPhil if ever man na you need to talk to us about anything. Ayun lang.
Alright.
Can I add something really quick?
Okay, go. Sure.
For the advocacy part, I wasn't able to answer that pala. Very shortly, join orgs. If you want to know what your advocacy is, hindi ka pa sure, join orgs. I know it's kind of like weird kasi we did say na, slow down. Pero, join a lot of orgs, and then the next year, leave those that don't resonate with you and then stay with them. Yun na naman talaga sa amin, like freshmen, ang dami nasaliyang orgs. Pagdating ng fourth year, isa-dalawa na lang. So that's how you find your advocacies talaga, going out there. Ayun lang. Just wanted to add.
Yeah, so after all this, going back to the roots of having advocacies, it's okay that people do not fight for the same advocacies that you fight for, but it is very fulfilling na ikaw bilang tao, vocal ka about dito. Kaya mo ma-share sa iba yung knowledge mo on how to combat these kinds of things and move forward with life. Kasi we don't know We don't know if other people are struggling with the same things that we struggle with. Kaya it is good to share the stories na we have been through and help those people who are currently experiencing what we have experienced before or what we are experiencing. Kumaga parang may karamay sila, diba? So, yeah, that's it.
Alright. Are we good? May gusto ba kayo dagdag, guys?
Wala, I'm good na. Parang tagos na tagos talaga yung mga sinasabi.
Grabe yung mga, yung mga dating mga words ng mga guests natin ngayon, Judes.
Oo nga kakaiba. Pambibigat talaga. Sobrang dami ko.
Parang, ang dami ko rin natutunan. Ayun.
Parang gusto ko pa malaman kung sino ba talaga ako, paano ba ako magiging better person, paano ba ako magiging better person for other people and for me, diba? So this is, ganito pala ang youths today. Oh my gosh, happy International Youth Day.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we good, Judes? Should we proceed?
We're good. Yep.
All right. So for that, Kuhlyn and Ethan, thank you very much for sharing with us your advocacies and your precious time, no? And thank you for coming in tonight. And personally, it's really nice to see you guys again. And I hope that our audiences, not only the youth, but everyone, got something from what we all shared tonight and try our best to become the best version of ourselves, try to become a better person today than yesterday, and become an instrument in contributing to the betterment of our community.
Yeah. So for the 978 viewers as of now, thank you so much for making tambay. Wow, making tambay. Atini here. Okay, we can tambay here. So, and for our guests, Coco, Ollie, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Sobrang happy ko na I was able to do this with my best friends, with the three of you. And thank you so much for, if you want to promote something, kayong dalawa, Coco, Ollie, like Facebook pages, SOCMED accounts, group pages, business, TikToks, future events that you have, sige lang, go and promote.
Go on.
Ako, I wanna go first. Gusto ko lang i-reiterate yung sinabi ko kanina na I have nothing to plug, but I want to encourage people to learn about your guidance offices sa schools niyo kasi guidance offices are not just about sanctions, it's about reaching out and counseling. So make sure to check if your school is active on that and your status if you're capable of availing those services kasi that's one of the most accessible as college students.
Thank you all. Yeah, about you, Coco.
Ako, first, before the plug, I highly suggest reading, again, if you're in the field ng social sciences, read on neoliberalism, intersectionality. It's gonna really make you understand the world right now and probably help you cope na rin. Pero for plugging naman, I would like to plug yung TikTok account ng parents ko. Let's go! My mom, my dad pala here. I am Coach Max Salazar. He is a life coach and he gives short videos on about life in general. It's really interesting. You might want to watch it. And the next one is my mom, Fit to Lead. She is she does obstacle course races and she posts videos like children doing obstacle course races. You might be interested in that. Yung mga kids niyo or kayo mismo, you can reach out to her. She will help you. Yun, very good sport.
Para siyang yung American Ninja Warrior, no?
Yes, actually. That's exactly where it's from.
Okay, so is there anything else na wala
Yung
na?
next segment ba mag-ninja course kayo?
Pwede naman.
Baka naman, Tita Sheila. Baka gusto mo mag-guest.
Special guest.
I will ask her. Yeah.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much for your precious time and we hope to have you again in the future, guys.
Yes, but before we end, ito na talaga, let's read our comment section first kasi grabe, sobrang engaging tonight. Oy, that's my Joa. Good evening, Joshua.
Good evening, host. Good evening, bro.
Hi.
Ayan, from Sir Nathan Perez watching from Caloocan. Hello po, thank you for watching. And kay Dad, hello, Joe Dela Cruz. Hello to everyone.
Hi, Papa! Sabi ni magpapatalo yung isa pang Papa ng Papa Ball ng
Ayan yung,
PsorPhil.
guys, share lang namin. Si Miss Edlin T. Velasco is teacher namin nung first year high school.
Hi, Ma'am Velasco.
Ayan, hello po.
Tita Des. Hello po.
And quick shoutout na rin po sa mga family ko, sa mga tita ko na nanonood. Tita Dili, Tita Tal, Tita Dili. Hello po. Shoutout.
Yep, shoutout po sa lahat na nandyan. Tita Des, Mama, Papa,
From Miss RB Lopez. Hello po sa mga guests. Hello po.
Good evening po, Miss Jan.
Good evening po from Agusan.
Wow, ang layo. Magandang gabi rin po, Tita Hazel.
Yan, si Coach Hazel. Hello po. From Coach Chris. Hello po, Tito Chris. Happy International Youth Day. Gina, let's go.
Happy
And
International Youth Day from Tita
Lizelle.
Ana.
Hello po. Yan. From Coach CJ. Hello po. Yan nga, yung sinabi ni Ethan kanina. Seek help and things get to us. Reminder for everyone.
Good evening
Tita Ton, good evening po.
Miss Maria.
Hi, Ma. Good evening. Hello.
Hi, Tita.
Shoutout naman dyan, Boss Wax. Shoutout, Tita Gay. Hello po.
Hello
Ayan.
po.
From
It takes great courage and humility to open up. Take it one step at a time. O, diba?
Yeah,
Super resonating talaga yung mga sinabi nila Ethan and
Really nice
Kuhlyn.
word.
So, thank you so much, guys.
Baga chill lang. Chill lang kayo. Isiyan
Si
nyo
Tita
lang.
Lisa. Hi, Tita. You rock. Congrats.
Ayan,
Siyempre,
you
big
rock.
time nga
You
kasi
rock,
talaga
big
yung
mom.
mga... Hi, Joshua. Ikaw ulit.
Ayan. So, thank you for everyone who watched tonight, to the 980 plus viewers tonight. Maraming salamat po sa panonood. And yun, see you again next week with another exciting episode for Wellness Weekends Philippines every Saturday, 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. here at WWP 2.0. And we would like, of course, to thank our sponsor, Novartis Philippines.
Yes, you can check our updates for our WWP 2.0 on our new Facebook page. Just search Wellness Weekends Philippines and our official Facebook fan page, Psoriasis Philippines. So don't forget to follow and share our episode for tonight.
Yes, also check our YouTube channel. Simply search PsorPhil channel. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we upload new episodes. Ayan.
Yes. So again, this is Jutes and with me is Wax and we are your hosts for tonight. See you again next week in our Wellness Weekends Philippines, your official channel for your weekly guide on health and wellness.
Yes, may we request our broadcast team to join us on the screen? Yan. Where's Direk? Direk, come on up.
Direk, let's go.
Hello. Thank you guys for watching. Kuhlyn, Ethan, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye guys. Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you.
Bye.